welcome back to the channel. The tale of the Land Rover edition, which is turning into a right arse ache. As you can see, I bought a rear cross member for this, which will show cut off of us cutting the old cross member off. Hello, welcome to another episode of Simon's Tremendous Mistakes. This is the blue Land Rover. This is Elliot. This is the blue Land Rover that I bought as part of the collection. Rear cross member looked a bit crusty, so I thought I'd buy a new cross member. $150, no problem. That's fine. Quite a bit rustier than I thought. This is where it's had a cross member before, and they've just plated the joint, but like that is thick, but that's where they've hammered in underneath and I don't know. I think this has been plated multiple times really. You see where you needed a cross member. So yeah, I'm going to try and get this off, and I hate Land Rovers. This was a mistake. Nice cutting, but
fucking cutting shit.
God.
I hope you got that.
Well, I got the top bit. I don't know whether I got bit where it landed.
That's fine.
It seems to be off.
It does, doesn't it?
And that's just the one that's got to be just sort of popped on.
Yeah, we just slide that on. That'll be fine. Oh, your cut's a lot tighter than mine.
I know.
Mine's a lot.
Right. Well, that's where it's supposed to be. Doing a bit of repair work there. Oh, what's it right on this side?
Well, no, it's not the same. This is pretty bad this way. This is plated on plated on plated on plated.
Right, now look at the inside of it.
None of the plates are that good.
Hey, so as you can see, or as you saw, if I can get the footage off my dad and he was recording, that's the old cross member. New cross member. No cross member. So I'm going to need to repair the underneath the chassis rail on this side. So I cut myself a slitting disc, and quite a bit of the chassis rail on that side before this new section can go on. But we're getting it. Slowly, surely, badly. Not quite sure what we're doing, but we're getting it. And I need to tidy up tomorrow. Oh yeah. And we're back. But it was the other one that I bought probably came to there. It had a rear cross member before. This area was terrible. So we went and bought a quarter chassis. Not really that happy with some of this welding, but it's what it is. This area wasn't very good either. So we've fixed, adapted, overcome. Pretty happy with how it's gone on, really. And now we're moving. We've still got one area on this cross member in here to do. We're now moving further forward. So this outrigger, as you can see there, is toasty, tasty, crusty, rusty. Floor is not very good. And battery box needs doing. So we just picked up our bits. So these are our two floor sections. Don't think we're going to use all of them. I don't want to come up as high. I'm hoping this top section's right. So hopefully probably what we'll do is go across there maybe. That's the outrigger. So while the floor is out, it should give us access to weld this top. Goes on top of the chassis, and then that picks up the body mount on the outside. This little collection of bits is the battery box, apparently. Not entirely sure how that works. It comes with a load of pop rivets. Looks Allen. Android of Hender battery box. Near side. So it's the right thing. And then we've also got wheel bearings and wheel bearings times 4. For some reason we've got 8. Whether there's 2 bearings in each one, I don't know. I'm waiting for him to ring me back. New seals for the wheel bearings, because 2 of those are leaking, and the diff seals. So the axles will be new bearings, new seals. We'll put new oil in there, and then 2 bump stops to the back, which weren't even there. Oh, what's this bit? Oh, this is the bulkhead repair by the door, which we got the other day. So yeah, that's our little collection of bits. And start ripping. Well, I'm going to repair that bit inside, in front of the rear cross member, and then start working on replacing these bits and bobs. It's all fun. And we're back. So I got a bit fed up with welding, and it's cold, and I apologise for my sniffing. So I thought I'll have a look at this battery box. And the battery box, the replacement is an aluminium kit, which is 4-piece, which doesn't fit together. See, that's too long to slot down into that gap. But I couldn't see how the battery box is this down in here. And I said, how is that possibly going to be a replacement for that? But I think I've worked it out now. This seat box has got to come out. Transmission tunnel's got to come out. The rest of the seats have got to come out. And then it's basically how I had it set up then. That's the bottom. The slanting one is the inside edge. This is the front, which is where your main battery cable comes through. Earth cable comes through that one. And then this section is the back. So it's not... And that doesn't fit either. God damn it. It's not actually the seat box. The seat box goes on top of it. So the seat box... Oh, and then the floor's got to come out as well. Or the floor panel, or whatever that constitutes. So, yeah, I've got to get all these little bolts here. Seatbelt mount's got to come out. Transmission tunnel. Drill all... Well, that's aluminium, so my torch doesn't stick to it. Drill all these pop rivets out. I was hoping it's split, but it doesn't look like it is. So the whole seat box has got to come out. Yeah, drill those pop rivets. This should come off the top then. Then we should be able to get the old battery box out, which is bolted in. Well, it's not bolted in. I think it's using the bolts that hold the back of the front floors down. And then... Oh, god damn it. Obviously the battery cable is crimped on. Oh, it might... No, it'll probably fit through there, actually. I need to get some blanking grommets for the other holes. There's also 2 holes in the back one. I don't know what they're for. I suppose a rear winch or something. You can see this has been repaired before, not particularly well, and it's now rusting around the repair. So this was about 70 quid, but it should do the job properly and nicely. I'm hoping I might have to take the handbrake off as well, but that's not too bad because the cable's actually there. The chassis looks... No, apart from that. Oh no. Chassis actually looks alright there. But then I suppose it's nearer the oily engine. So, I don't know, I might have had it for today. It's freezing. Yeah, nowhere near as easy as what I was thinking, really. I don't know how the back edge... Oh, so if we unbolt those bolts, that's the back edge of the seat box. There's one pop rivet there, another bolt there, and then these tricky little monkeys, which none of these are going to come out or apart, so they'll all have to be replaced. These are supposed to be captive nuts, they're spinning. There's 2 more on the back that you can't really get to. Land Rover problems. God damn it. On the plus side, this floor actually looks alright on this side, so I might not have to do that. Might need to take the windscreen out though. Out. Something. Don't know. Okay, we'll be back in a bit. Yeah, I am Romeo done for one day. But this kind of ties into another job, because this is the footwell that I need to replace. There. So this floor's got to come out anyway. I'm just going to cut all these little stupid bolts because I'm never going to get them out. Yeah, so transmission tunnel, handbrake, that rubber thing. Then I should be able to get this floor out, get the driver's seat out, all the other seat frames, drill the pop rivets where they are, and yeah, a lot more involved than what I was thinking really, but no, sod you. That's basically Land Rover equals a lot more than what you were thinking. Thank you, Land Rover. Late. And welcome back to the never-ending project that is a Land Rover. So, after a lot of swearing and a lot of little 10mm bolts, all of which are rusted solid and snapped or had to be cut off, the seat box is out. So the battery box goes in here. If we have a look, this is the driver's side, middle. This is the original battery box, which is, as you can see, is in mint condition. And what we got to do is drill out the pop rivets, which attach it to this section. The side is original and pop rivet in the new battery box. I had said the battery box doesn't fit together, and annoyingly, power wobble, my dad popped in, and if you remember, so it's a bit dark in here. Why is it so dark in there? There we go. I said it doesn't fit together, like that. And then he said, wouldn't it make more sense if it was like that? Like then? Yeah. Anyway. Which is how it goes. And then the weight is on the fold. Oh, what's going on with my phone? The weight's on the fold, not the pop rivets. So that makes a tremendous amount more sense. So same for the other side. And same for the back. And then the weight is on. It's on this panel, but it's on the fold on this rather than the pop rivets. So I'm glad I didn't modify that, because it wouldn't have worked then. And also I told my dad to bog off. You ain't a smart Alec when you've been looking at something for too long. Yeah, so it's probably took about, oh, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours to get this out. Seat box itself is not in bad condition, I don't think. So we're going to start drilling some pop rivets, get our original battery box off, build the new one, or pop rivet it together. I'm going to leave the plastic on the inside. I think I might put a coat of stone chip or something on the shiny part on the underneath when it's pop riveted together. And then it's going to go back in, I think. And our next challenge is, I knew I had to do this outrigger. And this section of floor, oh, stood on the valve. So it's pretty much what I expected it to be honest. Not probably going to do the whole outrigger. We'll work out a partial. Well, it'll be lovely. It'll be strong. It'll be lovely. So that's the view from the other side. So it is pretty. I know people say, "Oh, Land Rover's only a couple of bolts." It's a lot of flipping bolts. They're all rusty as crap. They've never been out before. Most of these, anyway. But yeah, I'm a bit happy I know that's out. Started it the other day. Got about 3 bolts out. And you can also see the chassis sections that you couldn't get to in reasonable condition. Because even the handbrake had to come off because that bolts to the front of this seat panel. Yeah, again. Go. And there we have it. Bit of drilling of pop rivets. That is the seat base, and this is the old battery box. At the very least, we're going to have quite a weight saving, because this is, whilst very rusty, substantial. Oh yeah, let's start roughing the new one together. So I think once it's together, we'll put a coat of something on the underneath, probably before we pop rivet it to that, and we'll see where we go from there. Yeah, that wasn't actually too bad, but it's been repaired before of a fashion, but then it started going around. But obviously it's a battery box, it's got acid spilled in it and things like that. So, where do we paint this box? I might paint that box, I don't know. I do like a painted box. Right, let's start the pop rivet 10. And so, stop saying that. After a bit of pop rivet in, I only got some more expensive pop rivets because the one that came with the kit rubbish. Are these ones which split into 4, give you a bit more surface area. As you can see, it's gone together pretty nice. So I think so. The way this would go is like he said, hopefully. How doesn't that go up into the... Oh, there we go. Like that. And then that gets pop riveted on to that. Yeah. I have to pull this in so it's flush. And re-pop rivet that corner. Yeah, that's vastly superior to the metal one. So, pretty happy with that, really. It's whether I was going to stick a coat of paint on it, but looking at it, I can do it when it's pop riveted in. I'll just mask the holes and just spray it over. I might do all of that, the underneath of this seat box thing. Yeah, that's good, because this is, I'd say the weight difference is phenomenal. Not that that should make a lot of difference, but it won't rust now. The only thing I think I might do is seal the inside, possibly. We'll see. Okay, next bit. Yeah, 2 halves are paired. Only got a couple of pop rivets in it at the moment, and I think I'm going to do a test fit. I know this flange this side is going to need cutting down, because how did it work on that one? It's only that wide, so that's like 1.25 inches, and this is near a 2 inch. My only concern is whether the front needs to swivel that way. I can cut that flange down, probably, but to do that all I need to do is drill, I haven't put one in that corner yet, drill this one out and move it across. I'd probably leave those two in the back to give it, oh no, there's one there as well. There. Let's see if it fits. Vaguely fits. Half fits. Okay. There we go. And this is why you test fit, because this don't fit at all. This entire seat base is, don't know, it won't drop down in at the moment. There's a gap between that and the chassis there. This is overlapping here. It's also hitting the seat bracket there. Well, it's not a seat bracket, I don't know what it is, cable bracket of some sort. Basically the whole thing has got to swivel, as per friends. So I think we're going to leave this one, drill that one, drill this one, and try and get it in position. Put one pop of it back in, and then see if I can get it back out again. Easy if you say it fast. Okay, we'll come back. I wonder if I need to get this line straight or flush, and everything else will just have to work itself out. It's aluminium, it'll pull together. Yeah, because this has got to come this way a bit, a good bit. It's like, oh, it's out the door that side. Alright, try this again. Okay, dokie. Now we're sucking on the appropriate love jerk. Turns out I had to take all the pop rivets I had held in the tank in, and I had it completely wrong. This, as you can see, is now flush with the seat base. This is now flush across this back end. Some of the other that'll pull in. This is going to miss this line of rivets completely. I don't know whether I can, but I need to stop moving it around and get some rivets in. Probably that one. The one in this corner there. Pull it in on the front. And maybe one on this corner here. And then I might be, see that there's an angle there, might be able to bend this up, but yeah, I can get some more grips. I'll get one or two rivets in. Then I've got to see if I can get this entire seat base with this new battery box out in one piece. Because I put those bolts in just quickly with Zebs, just to make sure I'm lined up with that. Oh, I've just drilled that hole, so I would be lined up with that. I'm lined up with this one. This seat base here is not particularly fine. Same on the other side. So what I'm going to do, I'm not an accomplished aluminium welder, and tiger seal a piece on the inside, and then I'll be something to, and then probably run a strip of steel or some square washers. I don't know, something. It'll be lovely. It'll be strong, it'll be safe. That's what we're going for. But yeah, that's our approximate location. See, at the moment we've still got a gap there. When that's pulled into the correct place, so it lines up with that, it's not far off. So I think we'll get one in the front first. Always a good rule for life. And yeah, so I suppose on the important, we're flush there. We're not actually touching the are we touching the chassis? Oh no, it's not the chassis anyway. There's a bracket which runs down, which we're not quite touching. Yeah. Like everything in life, not as easy as I first thought. But then nothing's as easy as you first thought. Right, let's get some pop rivets in. Yes, so that's me done for one day. I have fixed my slight error. I'll be honest, I cut a bit off because I didn't think it fitted, and I shouldn't have. So put an angle on. I haven't done it yet, bring a pop rivet through this side, put a bit of strength back into this corner. And then tomorrow I'm going to tiger seal all the joins on the outside, or seam seal or whatever, and then just spray the stone chip, and then that is that done. The seat box isn't going back in yet. First, well, it's basically that, which if we get a torch, yes, I think I did show you earlier, but we've got, you know, good access now. So tomorrow's going to be all about outrigger stroke floor repair. And yeah, so yeah, not a bad day. That whole battery box took me a bit longer than I was hoping, but that's the Land Rover thing. It's come out pretty nice. I quite like these rivets, these 4-way rivets that I used, and it looks pretty professional and should last. It's aluminium rather than steel, so it should last forever now. So yeah, back tomorrow for more Groundhog Day style action. And we're back, and we're much more fed up with the Land Rover. Yeah, we've made a bigger hole, cut some more of the footwell out. There's a bracket there, so that can't go yet. I'm going to clean it up, get the under seal off so I can see what I'm doing. I managed, after, if you have a look at this, there's a bolt that goes through the chassis outrigger, through a bracket on the body. As you can see, that's been in there a while, and it was none too happy about coming out of it. But with heat, WD-40, I had to cut the end off, use a power bar. Eventually managed to get it turning after I heated it, the whole area up a bit, and sprayed it with penetrating oil. And we managed to get it out without breaking it, because drilling it out would have been a nightmare. Yeah, so I'm going to clean up this area with a heat gun and a chisel so I can see where I'm cutting, and then probably start off just cut the bracket and cut it off this triangulation piece, and then start sort of picking it back and go from there. Yeah, it should be easy, say it fast. Oh no. Land Rover, what are you doing to me here? And obviously this is a moisture catching area, and they've rotted out the rail inside the outrigger. So what we're going to do, I think, is plate this whole section. So sort of do there, or there, around, and go behind it. And then where this goes on the chassis, take like 2mm off down that edge, so the outrigger will still be in the same position. Yeah, bummer. Oh well. I was just about to say live and learn, don't buy a Land Rover, but I've actually got another one to do after this. Idiota. I'm going to say this a lot during this project, but we are getting it. We cleaned up all the welds, so this is flat again. I'm going to cut some of this rot out and then plate the whole area over that hole in the background. That's why I took that bolt out. Seam weld that in. We've started cleaning up this triangulation piece there. I've gone to 40 grip flapper discs, which makes a big difference for taking off seams of weld. Yeah, it's not ideal, but we're getting closer to the moment when at what we're going to do, which I might have said, whoops, is we're going to cut, because this section's sound, I'm going to cut straight across there, put a strengthening piece underneath to bridge the gap a bit, and then other than that, that'll be welded in. And then, like I say, to get it so it's still in the right position when I've plated the chassis, take like 2mm off these two edges. But we've got the body mount bolt as a reference, so we are pretty good here. Yeah, say it'd be ideal if there wasn't rot behind the rot, but again, it's a Land Rover. The bottom section was weirdly what it with this piece. This one's open at the bottom. The original one was boxed in, so water can get in here, build up, and that's why it's rotted through the edge of the chassis that it's been touching. Like I say, the bottom of the rail is good. It's just the section that was sort of sandwiched against this. Yeah, I've made a Demon cardboard template. I've got to cut that out in steel, see how we fit. I've still got a tiny bit of weld to grind off there, possibly a little bit there, so this is flat. And then we'll line up drill the hole, do the hole oversized so I can weld around the hole and then grind it flat again. And hopefully should have this section roughed in today. I don't know what time it is. But yeah, little steps. Always little steps. And we're getting closer. Hello. I know this is not ideal, but it's what we're doing. It's getting on a bit in the day, so I don't want to start welding now. Could maybe take a little bit off that there, just to bring it down slightly. Because really what I want is to be like that there, to be able to fill that with weld. And also I need to clean this bit up. But what I'm going to do, rather than starting welding, because you've got to wait an hour, or at least an hour after you finish to make sure you haven't set anything on fire, is get this outrigger to fit. Yeah. Good luck, everybody. Now we're getting somewhere. So the mounting bolt is in. Plate for the chassis is just clamped in place just to make sure it wasn't going to cock anything up. I've nearly got it. The tweak I need to do is I need to take a bit more off this side to close our gap up, and also bring it very slightly, sorry, I'm not filming very well there, bring it very slightly backwards. It's just a bit, I'm going to have to put some washers in the bolt otherwise, but straightness pretty good on. So yeah, from that point down, I'm going to take that point down, I'm going to take like 1 millimeter out so it can rotate slightly, and then clean all the edges up for welding, and then that's going in tomorrow. And then when that's in, we'll paint it and stick the floor on top. And I think while we've got this axe, before I put the floor in, I think we're going to change the front to back brake pipe. We've done all the front ones. The back ones on the back axle are already copper. So, and then we're looking a bit better. We haven't got to do the footwell on the passenger side. So once this is done, on the bulkhead repair then on the passenger side, but I'm not too worried about that. Well, the only thing I'm slightly worried about, I might have to take the windscreen out. But, can't have everything. Well, I know we've got to take the door off, but brilliant these are. There's no central locking, no electric windows. It's literally unbolt the door. Don't even have to take the door trim off. Awesome. Yeah. We are getting there. And we're back. Feels like I haven't really achieved much today, but I've been helping the Derek next door neighbour cut the back off his lorry. I'll show you a picture of what we did now. It's being beaver tailed, but it was easier with two of us. So the plate's all in. I've also had a plate, which I'm not really that happy about. I got to put another little plate on under there. This is now in with this, I've had to put a spacer washer in between this outrigger and that's just a flush on the top. It's lovely. Good as this stroke, good as it's gonna be. I'm gonna finish the plate underneath, then put some tacks in this, make sure I'm happy with where it is. I think I am. And then go for the big weld. I think the outrigger is nearly on. Don't look at this welding here. This old metal's pretty horrible to weld to. As you can see down in there, that seems gone alright. That seems gone half a bit rubbish and half okay. Seam across the top's gone okay. Sort of getting the hang of thick metal welding where you don't grind. Again, those ones, apart from that very top bit which was on a different setting, I'm pretty happy with that. So we've got, there's a little bit underneath on this triangulation piece to do. Whoops, sorry. But on the whole, on the whole, we can say we're done and happy with this corner at least. Oh no, actually, now we need to do the footwell, which feels like it's been plated before. Yeah, go for the new footwell in, which is that. So yeah, not done on this corner. I don't know what I'm talking about. Ignore me. It's been a long day. It's been cold. It's been wet. Blech.